Hello there, my name's Tom. I'm a placements advisor at the Careers Service, and I'm really pleased to be joined today by Rebecca, who's going to talk a little bit about her placement so far. So, hi Rebecca, thank you for joining me today. Do you want to just introduce yourself a bit and where you are on placement and all that kind of thing?
Yeah, so hi guys, my name's Rebecca. I study agriculture and I'm currently at placement with OSI and McDonald's as a progressive young farmer in York.
Brilliant, thank you. I should say you're only a few months in, aren't you? You've only been, how many months have you been there now?
I think about 3 months now, started in August.
Great, so enough time to sort of get settled, and now you're probably starting to get into the swing. Great. So I've just got a few questions for you, just to run through. So why did you decide to do a placement, Rebecca?
So my main motivations for having a placement year was because I don't have any industry experience, and I thought it would make me more employable graduating, or make me a better candidate to get jobs over other people who have additional experience. Also, it was a nice breakup year with less exams, and it's a bit more of a getting to know your industry to know what kind of a career you want to go into in the future. So hopefully this will make me understand a bit more about what I want to do after I leave university.
Great, yeah, they're all really valid reasons for doing a placement, definitely. I think the lack of exams will be really nice. Nice
Lovely break.
for you, yeah, definitely. I mean, you'll still have them to come back to, but why not a break? Yeah? Great. So how did you find your placement? Was it advertised or was it a speculative approach?
Progressive Young Farmer is one of the biggest agricultural placements advertised out there. I also had a look on something like Glassbox or some other like websites on placement websites basically, and also knowing about it from tutors and people that came in for like the placement talk, because I know there were past students there who came to talk about the progressive young farmer placements, and I thought it'd be an amazing opportunity to try and get if I could.
Great. And how was the application process for
that? Really simple. It was just kind of go onto their website. If you type in McDonald's progressive young farmer, you go right to the bottom and they tell you exactly how to apply. It was just kind of CV, but target it towards them and their business. And yeah, that was really it, maybe with a note above it. It's a very long time ago from the last time I applied, but yeah, very, very, very simple. And you kind of get a reply within about a month, maybe 2 weeks if they're, depending on what time you apply, if you apply early or later.
Great. Did you apply for many different placements?
Yeah, I applied for over about 12 to 14 placements. Just tried anywhere, tried everywhere, tried phoning people. Lots of them. Many I got turned down from. If I hadn't have got this placement, I probably would have struggled. But you know, there's loads of opportunities out there. So yeah, you just have to be proactive about it.
So did you do a mixture of like applications for advertised opportunities and some speculative approaches as well to different?
Yeah, a good mix with that. A very good mix.
And what is the key difference between the two types of application, do you think?
So I guess you know that there's a job there if you fit the brief when you find them online. So I guess it's a bit more straightforward, but you do have to look quite a lot for them, because I don't know, lots of people are applying for different fields, but agriculture, there were a few, but not huge amounts, so you just have to keep digging. But the speculative approach, I guess you have to use a lot more initiative and kind of know you need to talk to the right person or try and find somebody that will pass you on to the right contacts. So it's just kind of being persistent with that company, and like knowing exactly what you want from them, and then they can direct you to the right person.
Yeah, it's all about getting the right contacts, isn't it? And
yeah,
making sure that the tailored kind of approach that you do, that's really important. Great, thanks Rebecca. So you got this placement, which is fantastic. So how was your first day?
So my first day was obviously very overwhelming because I don't come from a farming background, and going into this industry has been a bit of a jump in and see kind of approach. I don't know anything. I just went in. So my first day, I was working with the trading company in the Caro offices, which is an associated business with OSI that I'm employed by. And they were really great. I just got to see how everything worked in the factory at head office, which was really invaluable. And then I got to go down to the factory floor and the abattoir to go and see what that was like and the processes involved. And then first day on the farm was completely new and very overwhelming again. But they were really lovely there, and the people came to meet me and gave me a proper tour round and introduced me to loads of my colleagues. So they really put me at ease there, which was really nice. And as soon as he was put me at ease and I had my introduction, I fell into place within the team quite easily because they were all very nice.
Brilliant. Is that the takeaway? Is that the main thing you think for your first days? You went in, you were quite nervous, a bit apprehensive, a little bit, don't know what I'm going to do, it's new, but everyone was really nice and settled down really quickly.
Yeah, you just have to make sure that you're adaptive to new situations, especially within the business, and you're very open-minded to like what they're asking you to do, even if it's something that you've never done before. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask as many questions as you can, even if you sound irritating. You're not. They'd rather you ask the right questions and do the job properly and sound like a bit of an idiot for a bit. But they're fully aware. They're not expecting you to know everything straight off the bat.
Absolutely. Great, thank you. So how have you used skills and knowledge from your degree in your placement so far?
So I guess lots of the lectures really helped me because it's very much like learn and apply course agriculture is. So, for example, I've done many lectures on the mechanics of AI and pig anatomy, but actually like being able to apply those lectures into practice and then just say you have a lot better understanding of what to look for than the average farm worker coming through the system. So you kind of understand the signs of heat, for example, and what you're looking for there, and to do basic steps before you start doing it. You've got a lot better base knowledge, which I guess was really valuable for me. So lectures and studying, and also teamwork. I'm very used to working in a teamwork with university, and they've also asked me to do some presentations. So presentation skills from university have come in are very useful.
So in a way, would you say there's skills and attributes and knowledge that you've been able to bring into the company that you're going to work for that people already there might not have?
Yeah, definitely. I can come in with a fresher perspective on the industry. So, for example, pigs are slipping around in like the AI bit that we work in, and I had the initiative to say, well, can we sort that out? Can we get, for example, some straw to put down so that they stop slipping about? And people on the farm didn't have that perspective, and they couldn't think like that because that's how they've always done it. But actually, from then, I've improved the welfare of the system there.
That's brilliant. And just hearing that sounds so simple, doesn't it?
Yeah, so simple.
When you've done something for such a long time, sometimes it just takes someone to come in with a simple, as you say, fresh perspective. And that's, like you said, that's improved the welfare of animals on the farm. So it's really good. Well done. Good idea. What's been the most challenging thing so far?
I guess for me, it's very challenging because I'm multitasking at the moment. So I do 4 days on the farm, 1 day on the project. Just adapting to a work-life environment has been the most challenging thing, and like making sure you're on top of your emails. Like uni prepares you really well for that, but the amount of meetings you have after you get home from work and like trying to juggle everything, I've really had to stay super duper organized. Like I have lists and reminders and calendars for everything. Otherwise you just miss things and you miss opportunities. So I guess becoming a more professional individual in like my work role has been challenging, but very rewarding, because now I'm in getting more used to it, and getting used to doing more new tasks has been a challenge. But again, you just have to be really adaptive and just be like, well, okay, this job needs to be done. They're trusting me to do it. I'll do it to the best of my ability.
Great, and that you've said it a few times, and it's really interesting. The adaptability is really important. How have you found that transition from uni life to work life? Because it is very different. So you've already touched upon the organisation side of things, and with all your to-do lists and all that. But is there anything else as well that you feel that the transition from uni to work life has been a bit of a challenge?
I mean, I've had past experience in having a role in an office, so I'm very used to like dealing with projects, which I guess that made me kind of understand a bit quicker how to deal with things. But yeah, I guess it's just kind of making sure you write proper emails. That's something that we have very informal emails at university. But in the work placement, you need to make sure you're using the appropriate language to make sure that you're not disrespecting somebody that you're working with, or that you can get your point across in a professional way.
Yeah, absolutely. It's things like that it's kind of doesn't matter what your placement is, or what company or what sector. Those kind of skills, the adaptability, the ability to be professional and write professionally, in terms of your communication and stuff, they really develop. And I mean, you've only been there 3 months, and I bet the difference from day one to now is quite stark.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah. Great, brilliant, thank you. What's been the best or most interesting part of your placement so far?
Well, all of it's been like amazing, because I've never had experience in any of this industry. Like, somebody going in with previous experience might find this, I guess, less not exciting, but less like eye-opening, and like as exciting as I guess I found it. But I have really enjoyed like having exposure to sectors that I never thought I would have the access to, like working in an abattoir. I can go around, part of my research project that I'm doing as part of my placement. I have to go and talk to butchers and ask what kind of cuts of meat that they prefer to see on production lines. And just having access to as many people like you can get your hands on, like building that network has been so exciting and so great to have, because I know that's going to be invaluable when it comes to finding a job.
Definitely, yeah, build that network. That's it. Another great reason to do a placement. That these are people that could help shape your career for years and years to come. You might work with them, you might just leave a little bit of an impression with them in one meeting that you can then go back to them in future if you're looking for an opportunity. So yeah, building that network is really important. What's been the biggest surprise so far?
I guess the surprise so far was my placement's so it's got 6 months on farm and 6 months in like the rest of the supply chain. So I've only kind of started my first couple months, but my surprise was, I guess, how tired I've been working on farm, but how exciting and rewarding the experience has been. Like, the little things that you do, or the little ideas you come up with, can change the welfare of an animal, or improve meat quality, or drive the price up of the product that you're producing, even if that is pork. But yeah, I guess that's what I found really exciting. Like, it's the little things that make the biggest difference.
That's really interesting. And have you found that it's been a bit of a surprise that you, within a few months as a placement student, have been able to sort of enforce that change as well, like that level of responsibility that you've had, and you've been able to you've been able to do something really effective in such a short space of time? Has that been a surprise to you?
Yeah, massive surprise. I didn't think that they'd treat me as such an adult or a key member of staff as them. I didn't think they'd treat me as like an equal individual to them, because obviously you're younger and you think, oh, my opinions don't matter, I'm not going to make a difference. But actually suggesting little things that they'd never thought of, or putting it in a way that, or like simple things like I guess, yeah, making things in the workplace a bit easier. If you have access to the right people and you can talk to the right people, you can just say, hey, I think this idea would make a big difference in my department. And it's just telling those people makes the biggest difference. And actually, you leave the workplace better than when you came in. And that's really rewarding.
Brilliant. That's great. What are you most looking forward to in the remainder of your placement?
I have so many like up and coming projects that I'm very excited about. Some of them include like possibly talking to EU leaders on my insect meal project that I'm dealing with at the moment with OSI, and working on loads of different production like food chains like packaging. And I'll be going into working on a burger masterclass. I have a feeling that that'll be coming up soon, like how to cook the perfect burger and what it looks like, and simulating a McDonald's burger and going to McDonald's headquarter. I'm so excited about eventually when everything lifts. Yeah, I'm excited about everything. So many opportunities. And if you just ask for an opportunity, usually your employer will just say, of course, or if not, they'll find you some other opportunities to get stuck into because, yeah, something that I've always been told, if you don't ask, you don't get. And you need to leave your placement with as much experience as you possibly can.
Absolutely. So, a final question. It's not really a question, it's more of a request. Top 3 tips for students who are still considering doing a placement.
So on the application side, I would say be persistent. Don't lose hope when you get rejected from 1,010,000 placements. There will be the right one out there. And stay organized. So stay on top of open days and deadlines, and like if anything, if you have any like meetings with people, make sure you stay on top of it, because the more professional you come across, the more suited you will be to that job role.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. I think that sounds absolutely fantastic, and that you're doing an absolutely great job with lots of exciting things coming up. If anyone wants to know more about doing a placement, please just visit our website. I'll pop the link at the bottom. But just to say thank you, Rebecca, and best of luck for the rest of your placement.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.